I've striven to drive this point home many times, but I'm going to try to do it again very concisely. When a thinker thinks, and they seek to penetrate and break beyond the cultural veil of thought, beyond the constructed human world, beyond the constructed social world, all thought, when it drives in this direction, arrives at the same point. That is my thesis. It all arrives at the same point, and that point is humanism. It's not an arbitrary statement that this thought should adopt humanism. It's that that's where thought arrives at. When you are thinking intelligently and critically and correctly, you will naturally arrive at the necessity of humanism. And the reason that thought arrives at the necessity of humanism is because of the necessity of society itself, the metaphysical reality. That reality is itself interpersonal. There's no escaping this. And so what is required within human society is a qualitative social interaction between humans. What drives at the deepest level of authority, what contains the highest level of authority within the psychology of human society, is precisely that of values. And when thought breaks through the veil of the constructed world, when it gets to the very base, the very bottom line, it arrives at the necessity of values. And it can do this in a few ways. It can seek to construct value systems entirely from scratch, or it can try to comprehend the development and march of the world spirit. That means that there's essentially a collective consciousness that is passed on through time where knowledge has developed. This knowledge asserts itself, it declares itself within the context of society in the form of propositions, value propositions, moral propositions, ethical propositions, rational propositions, knowledge propositions. And we find that these products of the world spirit miraculously, amazingly, already exist. We don't even have to bring them into existence. The world spirit, the collective consciousness of mankind has already done this. These values have already been asserted. They've already been stated in the form of humanism, in the form of human rights, in the form of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, in the form of so many documents that the collected consciousness and body of the UN has put together and established. These documents, these statements, these propositions manifest a development of the world spirit, a civil, intelligent, rational development of the world spirit. And so it's necessary for those of us who are thinking critically to understand that our thought does not arbitrarily land on humanism. Humanism was there because it arose from the development of world spirit. It is the conclusion that all great philosophies are striving to reach. It is humanism. And humanism is the philosophy that we should strive to understand, practice, and bring in to the world.